Guys, welcome for a special journey I'm about to take you on. My name's Hunter Constantine, and this is my YouTube channel. We're doing something a little different today, and we're gonna take you through a documentary series following some of the top shooters in the United States for the PCC IPSC World Shoot.
But I want to close up my mess of a fucking...
I'm not sore, like my muscles and stuff, but dude, I
actually don't know what they're going to shoot first. So I think, hey Keith, what drills do you want to do first? What drills do you want to do first?
Kyle seemed to want to do the ones from yesterday.
Okay, cool.
I'll just run it.
Yeah. So we're going to start with some movement drills on some steel up at pretty close range, probably like, 15 yards or so. Sorry, man, I'm all fucked. Hi, I'm Zach Smith, and I'll be representing Team USA at the first ever PCC World Shoot. I've been in the competitive shooting world for about 10 years.
Stand by.
So the U.S. overall team was selected by looking at the last 5 years of USPSA PCC Nationals, and they take your best 3. So I was very fortunate that I had 2 not great years and 3 pretty good years. So I was the 3rd pick out of the top 4. This match will be the biggest one that I've ever shot and the most prestigious. It's my first World Shoot ever. And it's also the first PCC World Shoot ever. They were planning on this a few years ago, and because of COVID, it kept getting postponed, which in my opinion has almost made it a bigger deal. And there's going to be, I'm guessing, several hundred, maybe even 1,000 competitors from all over the world. So it's like the best of the best, the coolest, most cutting edge guns from everywhere. It's just a really huge deal. It's really cool.
Fucking me.
Yeah, you guys do forward, back.
Okay. I like it. Okay, maybe I'm justifiably salty a little bit. They put Eric Graffel on the cover of the USPSA mag.
you know, maybe if I win another one, maybe I can be on the cover instead of some French guy. Maybe if another American wins a world championship for the first of its kind for his country, maybe they can be on the cover of the magazine too. I'm Kyle Litzy. I'm going to PCC World Shoot, and I am not on the U.S. team.
Let me show you something.
I picked up a rifle. Well, I'd consider it a BB gun. It was probably my first rifle when I was about 11 or 12 years old. I played paintball competitively for probably 12 plus years, and I found out about Red October, which is like an AK match that our friend Brian Nelson started doing, and that was my first, like, the first thing I ever saw of competitive shooting, and it looks sick because you're like running through vehicles, shooting out of them, you know, blasting steel with an AK, going as fast as you can, running around. And I was like, oh, I got to get into this. I went and shot my first USPSA match with a pistol, and I realized that I didn't have to rely on 4 other bozos like I did in paintball. which I liked. I liked the solo aspect of the sport, and everybody was super nice, and I fell in love with it, and just, been shooting competitively ever since.
We're going to start off with some steel drills, like shooting on the move stuff. I think Keith can go into more detail about like what this drill is. This is kind of his baby, and then we kind of move back and start shooting mini stages towards the end of the day. This is what we did yesterday too, but we're just working on everything that we're expecting. We're working on like shooting on the move, shooting close, easy stuff. We're working on far shots, 50-yard shots, movers, just like a little bit of everything. And I think we've all gotten better over the last few days, so we're just going to keep hitting it hard, see what we can do.
These young guys get all jacked up on energy drinks and shoot like 08 split.
I wish.
Almost 60, I can't do that. But he'll get tired when I'm shooting at him. I mean, we're gonna have a good time today.
So you've got to have you got to pick up the gun, load the gun while you're moving forward. And really, the technique we're practicing is shooting on the move, going directly towards the targets and reversing. It's probably the easiest way to shoot on the move, so we're warming up today doing this. The next iterations of the drills will be much harder.
Are you ready? Stand by.
So this one's called the keep your shit together drill, because you got to do 4 passes on 6 shots, and we have some small poppers. We're going a little diagonal this time on a 45, moving forward, running around the back. So by the end, if you'll do great on your first 3, and then on the end, you're sucking wind, and you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna crush this thing, and then those little poppers start moving on you, and the gun's moving, and you're moving, and all of a sudden, you didn't keep your shit together. So hopefully that's the goal.
Now we run in the game, they can't play us. We don't need an assist, now we counting up chips. I think it's time that they pay y'all. Let's go. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. I don't need you, I do it myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself.
Well, yesterday was a dumpster fire. Today is only a half dumpster fire so far. I'm a little late to the game, training hard, but I plan to hit it very, very hard over this next month. Yeah, that's kind of it. I went out to Maxio Grandis, held a good 2-day practice match.
Wickenburg?
Yeah, the Wickenburg match. So I did make it out to that, but I had some work commitments, so it's kind of like really focusing on just this between now and World Shoot. With Unrivaled, it's kind of like we get our components in, we assemble stuff, we stock it, and then we have a shipping department that takes care of shipping. So it's like I'll be really, really swamped for a while, and then we get stocked up with stuff, or we're just out of components, and then I kind of have free time to train. It was rough. Keith Garcia came down from the Bay Area, and he brought a whole bag of tricks to throw at us, and it was just, I shot like a fucking jabroni. It was nice because I think we all have our homework of what we need to tune up and fix and figure out over the next 3 weeks before we fly out. But are you ready? Right now, no. In 3 weeks, I plan on being ready. I'm normally the guy that's like messing with guns more, and especially owning a business in the firearms industry, than I am shooting and practicing.
It's a weird feeling, like winning a world shoot. A rifle's like my most. It's the platform I care about the most, and I just like achieve the highest thing you could ever achieve in that sport. And yeah, it was like euphoric being on the podium to some extent, but there's also like this weird emptiness to it. Like it's a weird feeling to win a world shoot. Like it almost, like I talked to a lot of other people like Josh Freilich, and I was like, hey man, were you okay after you won the Rifle World Shoot? He's like, oh no. I was like, okay, so I'm not crazy. But yeah, it's a weird feeling winning a World Shoot like that. It's something that you care about so much. It's like beating a video game that you love, and you're like, oh shit, I beat it. And yeah, like things were a little different coming back. Like I was approached by, new sponsors. I joined Tactical Hive on their team afterwards, and they're supporting me more than any company ever has in the shooting sports, which is like I'm super grateful for. Super cool company, and I feel like I just have a little more to work with, and I feel blessed that I could win that, because it's winning a World Shoot's just one of those things where I won, but like there's a lot of other people that are really freaking good that could have won that too, and the stars aligned for me, and I made it happen that week.
He came back and told me how not all the European guys, the top European guys had better guns than the Americans for the most part. So we just kind of got to work, collaborated. We had a few ideas of things we wanted to do, and we started off with the lower hanging fruit, which was the muzzle brake and the buffer. We didn't find what we were looking for on the market, so we made our own stuff.
Obviously you can't see buffer systems, but I started looking into like what these guys are running. But just watching how their guns moved, I could tell what they had was working better than what we had, and it was holding the U.S. back in the IPSC like rifle sport, which was like my favorite thing I had done in shooting so far. So I was like, yeah, we got to do something, and we both had like talked about ideas for muzzle brakes and like buffers before I had ever even gone to that first World Shoot. So
yeah, I remember the very first muzzle brake. We got it somewhere. It's probably about like this long. We collaborated on some ideas, and at the time I had access to a lathe, and I had some skill issues and then some tooling limitations. So I made this real big dumb thing.
Yeah.
And we shot it, but it shot really good.
Yeah.
And then you repackaged it, made it about half the length, and looked cool.
Yeah, it was like that moment where like, because that's the thing with muzzle brakes and all that stuff is people think these big companies have like, some scientist that's knows exactly how it all works.
Flow dynamic simulation.
Flow dynamic simulations. No,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
You just have to make it.
It's too complicated. Like we don't have the tech for that. So you just have to like literally. It's kind of an artistic endeavor. Like you have to like have your ideas of how you think things work, and just try them. And so this was our collaboration of different design aspects of different things we thought would work. And yeah, that first one you made was like, oh shit, this thing works. And from there, yeah, then I went and tried to just start more neatly packaging it and adding more features to it, and that became what is still the UB 556 and the UB 762 and UB 76239 brakes. From day one, Unrivaled was just me and Zach, and we've tried to keep the company as small as we could. I mean, our first parts we assembled were in this apartment. This is my apartment. We were, setting up tables in here, assembling stuff, working with local machine shops. Like, it's been a small operation from day one. And also, we're both engineer brain nerds. Like, we are not financial guys. We don't know what the fuck we're doing with any of that. So that's when we brought on our friend Russell Curtis, which is Russell's originally your buddy.
Yeah, he's I happen to know him through shooting. Great shooter, but just a really good business and finance guy. And I don't know much about business, but I've seen stuff over the years where I see a good product, good people, and they still don't succeed just because they don't have the business acumen or long-term financial planning.
Yeah.
So we decided before we had any issues, we brought in someone that was an expert on that.
Yeah.
And he's really helped us with long-term strategy and just stuff you and I would never think of.
Yeah.
And it also frees up to just worry about the products. Like,
even just knowing what to charge for stuff, and like,
yeah,
we don't know what to charge. A lot of people think it's one of the most, if not the most expensive muzzle brake out there, but it also costs more than any other muzzle brake to get made because of the processes involved. And Russell really got us thinking like, oh, okay, we need to actually make a company that is sustainable, and put us in line, with what to charge and how to start scaling the company. We've been just kind of amazed with the support that we've gotten and how much the company's grown in the last, honestly, year. It's just this massive spike. And I mean, it's something that we knew was that when people started getting our products in their hands, that it was going to spread, because essentially every single person that gets one and has a friend and takes them to shoot it, their friend's going to want to buy one, because like we're legitimately making stuff that is better than any other product. Like we make stuff we want to use. And on top of that, we've had some, like Reno May made a video on YouTube that blew up and kind of like tapped into a more mainstream crowd, which is like done a lot for our business. Can't thank Reno enough. Like,
yeah,
awesome. And another guy who, he would never make the video if he didn't actually like it. So we try not to shill anything. We don't want to pay shills. I don't think we've ever paid anyone any money to make
our
anything.
Advertising budget's been $0.
Been $0. It's just like we'll give some people some product. Other than that, it's just been super organic.
Yeah, and it was a slower start, which is good because we didn't really have the capacity. And then I'd say 2023 was crazy, maybe 800% the sales over 2022.
Yeah.
And we're continuing that trend this year and doing our best to just keep the products flowing.
Yeah. Inside of our company, you have these big, heavy companies. No, we're the designers, the engineers, the R&D, the product testers, and I guess for marketing too.
The assembly guys too.
The assembly guys. Essentially, if you have an Unrivaled buffer, we've assembled it.
Yeah.
Period. Like, we've packaged it. We put it in the box.
I feel like we did and we didn't, right? Like if we didn't see it going far, we wouldn't have done it. Like I think Kyle and I are both people like for example, like if we're going to a match, like we're going there to try to be successful. Like we don't kind of go through the motions in life about things.
Yeah. If I go to a world shoot, I'm going there because I want to take first place. Yeah, I know it's a tall order. I know you have people who are like extremely good and been doing it for way longer than me. No, I'm going to win. So that's what I'm going to try to do. As far as, who I'm worried about the most, it's Max, obviously. Like, he's won almost everything. I think he did lose an international match to Pavel, and like Pavel's one of those guys. I'm worried about Pavel too. Like he gives me some hope too, because he's a big dude like me, and obviously a really good PCC shooter. But Max is a freak. So there's things like I know I'm just not gonna be able to split as fast as Max. Like I can't fucking shoot 11 splits. There's nothing I can do. I've tried. I've tried. I'm not gonna say anything too crazy. I can't do it. But there's other things that I think I can do to make up time. And like I said, this match I'm hoping is going to be a little farther distance. So ways around, not being able to split a gun like a freak and still win this match. I guess I've had, it's just life. Like nothing's easy. I've had some hard times in my personal life. Leading up to this that have like distracted me from training. Like I'm certainly not been as focused as usual. Most of it my fault. I guess learning a new platform, getting my ass kicked at nationals. Like I went to PCC nationals and like how I was shooting it, like how I shot IPSC rifle. Like Raina Peltikowski was there, one of the best Finnish rifle shooters. Like one of the best rifle shooters of all time. Dude's an absolute stud. And we were both there just getting our asses handed to us because, like, it's a different sport. You have to go faster. Like, the targets are way bigger. So, like, changing my my pacing on stuff, like shooting more stuff on the move, getting used to the new gun, overcoming my distractions. It's nothing's easy, man. And like I live in this dry firing in my freaking apartment. Like I don't have some like amazing dojo where I go and train, where my lab where I have everything meticulously organized. Like, no, I fucking have my shitty apartment. I dry fire in here. I drive to the range. I've got a great hookup there, but I still got to drive 40 minutes to go train at the range. You know, figuring out this gun. Like, yeah, there's been all kinds of struggles, but like, in my opinion, it's all come together pretty well.
There's an immense depth of depression and what do I do now that can come upon you when you make it to the very top. You know, we focus our entire efforts, whether it's within business, myself, and athletics and sports. When you get to the top and your whole focus has been that, and you win a world championship or a national championship, or you succeed at business, or you hit that personal goal, it's what's next. And you hear about this all the time in athletics with top level professional athletes. They spent so much time in that focus. Now what? Now what do I do? Now how do I redirect my focus? Where do I find my energy to move forward, to continue to crush the next goal?
Yeah, I feel like over the last month or so, I've just been starting to get rolling. I got a few major matches coming up, heading out to Georgia for the Georgia Peach, and then Minnesota for Tampa Timmy's Northwoods Showdown. And then we're gonna do a marathon Dragons Cup all day Thursday. Do that in one day, drive back, and then literally flying out to Czech Republic the next day. So I really wanted to fit Dragons Cup in because that's one of my favorite matches of the year. So with those events, and then
the psychology of the winning mind, people don't understand, and they try to peer into Max's brain, but there's a different level of savagery and confidence within him to where he does not seem rattled. He might be, but he's probably not going to show it. And the thing with Max is, you know, he's the winningest and the only one who's ever won a national title with PCC. He's the winningest PCC shooter. He's the best PCC shooter in the world. You know, it really is his match to lose.
We wouldn't have been able to do this without the support from you guys. So for everybody who purchased a Constantine carry belt, thank you. It's much appreciated, and we're going to keep focusing on bringing you interesting content just like this to your screen at home while you're eating meals or maybe doing something else. I'm Hunter Constantine, and thank you for stopping in.